got interested in me, and we started a relationship.
As a married man?
Yes, we started a relationship.
Were you aware he was married?
I was aware. He told me he didn't have a child after 14 years of marriage. So we started that relationship, and that relationship went for some times. And when I will introduce him to my dad said, over his dead body, I can't get married to a married man. And that I should put my shoes in the wife's leg.
How would you feel?
That yes, that she has been married and she doesn't have a child. So how will I feel? So that was how we severed that relationship. Then, before we severed the relationship, I was at my station. We went to open a new station, and still in Abuja. I got to meet a man there. Was my tribal man, very handsome man, came to do something at the police station. And when he saw my name, Patience Iyako, and he said, what tribe I am? I said, I'm a graduate. And he said, wow, he's interested in me. So we started a relationship again. So that one immediately promised me marriage. Immediately, he promised me marriage there and then. So I was like, okay, thank God, at least I've gotten somebody to get married. And why I was even eager to get married was that my elder brother, who is our first son, was like, Pat, now that you have joined the police, there is this history that police women don't get married. You are a single mother and you are a police officer. So please be fast and get married. So, but something took my attention. I saw the ring finger of that man has a mark. So I told him, I said, it's like you are married. Yes. I said, it's like you are married. He swore to God that he's not married. Please, that and that. He said he's not married. And I said, it's like you are married. He said he's not. So I started that awareness got me. So I started doing my investigation. So one day, he has taken me to his house severally. One day I just went to the house without him knowing. And the first day I got to that house, the arrangement of the house made me understand that there was a woman in this house. Because the house was so arranged, it was too good to be a bachelor's house.
Hey,
yes, sir.
But there's a way bachelor's house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
I know some of them. I'll tag them here.
So on this day, I just went to the house and I saw a woman in the house. And I greeted her and I said, I'm looking for so person. I don't want to mention his name. So she said, that's my husband. And my mind did boom. I said, okay. And the kind of person I am. Remember, I forgot to put all this things I'm passing through, I was a church person.
All true.
All true. I have never left the church because that is what I grew up knowing. I have never left the church. So because of that thing in me, I just told her, I said, your husband is befriending me, and told me that he's not married. Immediately I told her. I said, please, I am sorry. I'll never come to your house again.
You were a police officer, you know, after that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hope she didn't counsel.
No, she didn't.
But she's still with an officer.
She didn't. So she didn't. So I left. And he came to the house. He has been calling and not picking. And he just came to the house. And he said, Patient, get ready, we are going to somewhere. I said, where are you taking me to? I said, I'm not doing it again. So he said, no, don't just worry, let's just go somewhere. So we went. I followed him with his car. Yes, with his car. So we went to Abuja Teaching Hospital. Then it was called Specialist, not University Teaching Hospital. So we went to Specialist and just took me to a lab. That was where my blood was taken. I was asking him for what. He said, don't worry, just calm down. So they took the sample of my blood and just came back. When he came back, he said, Patient, you're HIV positive. And I was like, no, it can't be. Why? I'm okay. I just felt in me that because I said I know they do again. So that is why. So we left. And he never came to my house again. And that thing never occurred to me that homo is this reality. Sir, it took me time for me to come to awareness of my life. All these things that were happening, I was not like aware. So that passed. So as a police officer, I was posted for 2003 election. That is the Obasanjo election.
Yeah.
So the village I was living, I was attending Deeper Life because the churches, I was not getting what I want. The churches there, they're not giving me what I wanted. So at least I wanted where I would get the word of God. So I was going to Deeper Life. And there was a brother in my compound that finally became my husband that was also going to Deeper Life. But when I was there, before I joined the police, we don't have any relationship with him. The relationship with that was a church relationship. He himself was doing bricklaying or something like that, molding blocks then. So none of us were working when we were going to Deeper Life. So when they posted me to that village, I saw the guy. He was going to work. Then he had already become a uniform personnel to work, not the police. So he had become a uniform personnel. So some said, Sister Pat, how are you? I said, I'm fine. He said, Anna, wow, are you married now? I said, no, I'm not married. He said, give me your contact. So I gave him my contact. So when I gave him my contact, we started talking. No, then I don't even have a phone. I don't have a phone. So he said, where are you living? I told him where I was living. Yeah. Yes. I told him where I was living, and we started writing letters. There's a brother that was coming to church in Lugbe, so he would write letter, you give to the brother to give to me, so I would write out. So that was how we continued until in 2004. So he said it was high time for him to take me to these people so that they will know me. Yes, so that they will know me. So I said okay. So we went to this place. It's from Ibadan. So we went to this place. So when we got to this place, I was welcome, the hospitality was nice, everything was okay. Until the day I wanted to leave, because I was to leave before him, because I was to do chief bridesmaid for one of my friends in Jos. So on that morning, I was served breakfast and he was seated, I was here. his elder brother that happens to be a pastor and has a church in Ibadan was also there. So he came around and he said, I heard you are married. I said, no, sir, I'm not married, but I have a daughter. He said, okay. But you want to tell me that I cannot marry his brother. That we should go to Abuja and sever this relationship.
Who was saying that?
That's the elder brother, the step elder brother, because my husband happened to be the first son in his own mom, and his mom was the second wife. So I could not even dip my bread in the tea again when he said that. I froze. So he said, and in case I want to go on with it, there are 2 people in his church he has told this, and they went ahead, and life has been miserable with him. So if I go ahead, life will be miserable with me. So I left there with tears, and right in the vehicle until I got to Abuja, I was crying.
How about the person you were with? What did he say?
He did not say anything. It was his father brother. I'm sorry to say, no Yoruba people with respect. So he could not say anything. But as we left, he assured me, he said, don't worry.
Everything will work out.
Yes, everything will work out. The mom loved me anyway because he had stayed for like 9 years without coming home. So I was the one that was bringing me home. So the mom was very happy to see me, and she supported. So he was like, if my mom had supported my sisters, my siblings, who is my step. So that was how I came. And after the wedding, he came back and he came to the house. He came to my house in the day. So on the verge of him telling me not to bother, I started crying. So he started petting me. Don't worry, it will work. From that petting, I don't know what happened. We slept with each other.
Wait.
And
you slept with each other?
yes, sir.
Well, you didn't say anything again about the HIV case?
No. I don't believe that thing. I did not believe it. I did not believe it. So we slept with each other, and
so
that's.
Let me ask you a direct question.
Okay, sir.
Did you ever find out you were HIV positive?
Yes, I did. We get there. So that's thing that happened, but I got pregnant.
This, both of you?
Yes.
This person?
Yes, I got pregnant. And then I was already in the church, established in a Pentecostal church.
Yeah.
And I was in the choir already. Yes, so I was like, I will not have another child. I must abort this pregnancy so that I will do wedding. Me, I will not. So he was like, no. That is the man now. He was like, no. So he told me that he was going to tell my elder brother because the person I was fooling was my teacher then. So on this day I was in church. I was in service in church. And the pastor, he's now a bishop anyway. So the bishop had finished preaching, and as he was going to his seat, he came back. And he said, there's somebody here, there were 2 prophecies, because it was during December. He said, there's somebody here, he said the first prophecy, and the second one, he said, you are pregnant, you're a lady, and you want to go and abort it. If you do that, you will die. And the seat I was sitting on, it was as if the ground should open for me to enter. And I ran to my very close friend, who was like my spiritual guide then. So I ran to her, and I told her, I said, Mama, this thing that Pastor said, I'm the one. She said, glory to God. I should go and meet him quickly. I said, I will not go. I'm not going. So she said, no, people will not know. Just go and stand on the queue now. Maybe it's 2 prophecies. So just go. People are even going line up to go and see him. So I was on the queue. So I got there and I said, sir, this is me. So Bishop was like, Pat, you have committed sin and you want to go and commit a bigger sin. Oh yeah, what about the guy? Is he interested? I said, yes, he's interested. So yeah, go to the village and do the needful. So that was how we called my people, his people, everything. March 2005. I did normally you have to do the police marriage. So I went, I did the police marriage, everything we did together with him. And 2005, we went to do the introduction. But the dowry was not collected because in my culture, the Igbo culture, once you are pregnant, you can't collect dowry. So they did not collect dowry from him. So that was how we did the introduction. And that very day we came back to Abuja and I started staying with him. Excuse me. So at 7 months of that pregnancy, I lost the pregnancy. Yes, I lost that pregnancy. I lost that pregnancy at 7 months. So it was a tough one because I will have to be evacuated.
Yeah, definitely.
So it was very painful. Even though it wasn't a new thing for me, but the abortions that I made was very young abortion. But this one now is something
real evacuation.
Yes, real evacuation. So I did the evacuation and I still came back to stay with him. But each time I raised the issue of him going to pay my dowry, he will waive it away. He will waive it away. So 2005, 2006. Then was the awareness of HIV, then what is it called? Awareness, jingles on radio and TV and television. Yeah. And one day he just said, this one that we did not even do all this testing before we got married. Let's go and do this testing. So I obliged. Sir, I will tell you that I did not even remember that first, because I didn't even put it at heart that something like that happened. So when we went to the council. This time it was more of a ART so we were cancelled and everything.
As antiretroviral.
Yes, shop like that in the hospital. So we did heart to heart. In those days they called it heart to heart. So we did the counselling and everything, and my result was given to me alone, and his was given to me alone. And the thing, what the counselor would always tell you is that it is left for you if you are willing to tell your spouse or not. And I was told that so many spouses don't tell each other and they go home to live like that. So, but in my case, I said, I can't keep it because that very day the man will know because I will not get myself. So I told the woman that I'm willing to tell him that I am positive.
The result came out positive.
Yes, the result came out positive. So they called both of us. I told him, I said, I'm positive. And he said he was negative. I said, thank God, I have a child. So please, let's just sever the marriage here. Go your own. Because the education I have then, when HIV is coming, is that once you're positive, you can't have children, the next thing is for you to die, all these things. So I was just like, well, I have a child. Please, go your own. But he now told the counselor, he said, no, marriage is for better and for worse. That he cannot leave me, we should go home. So that was how we went back home. I cried, I wept. I said, God, I was asking so many questions.
As at then, you were already married with him?
Yes, I was already married with him. So we went and I registered for drugs and everything, and I started taking drugs. So fast forward again, the marriage was not that stable because he was not coming forth in his responsibility as the father of the house. So I was the one struggling to make ends meet in the house. Most time when I collect my salary, I bring on the table, I tell him this is my salary, this. So life wasn't easy anyway. So what now happened? So in 2013 now? In 2013 now. Yeah, so there was a time I found out that my daughter, I married him with my daughter now, the one I had. So I found out that anytime I bathe her, I see blood in her private part. So I was worried. So when I told him, he said, it's bilharzia, this river that we have in our community, it must be from that river. Yes, it be an infection. So to cut long story short, there was a day my daughter now told me that it was a guy where I normally buy CD plates. It was a guy that fingered her. So I was now like, why is it that I didn't see it when we were in Ube or up until now? It's after how many 2-3 years that I'm seeing this. So I went to arrest him. I went to arrest the guy. And I took him to my station. And there was no evidence because time had elapsed. Time had gone, yes. Yep. So he was released and I was angry that the police left him. Sir, after that, I left my job. I left the police. I stopped going to work.
You were offended?
Yes, I was offended. I stopped going to work.
But that's the way the Nigerian police think.
So I stopped going to work. In her own case, there wasn't even any evidence. There wasn't even evidence because that girl was small and it was my husband that was putting words in her mouth. And a child can't lie. It is what the person is told. So they will ask her a question, and when it gets to a place that what he has not told her, she cannot say anything. And it was very obvious that somebody was feeding her with words.
Are you saying that there was a foul play? That it was not just that guy that was touching?
It wasn't the guy. It wasn't even the guy at all. It was my husband that was sleeping with her. I'll get there. Yes, sir. So we did everything possible, and I left my job. And to some certain extent, I saw that my husband was very happy that I left my job because he never for one day asked me to go back. He never even asked me that, why are you not going to work? Else, it was order of my colleagues and they were calling me, come back to this job, you need this job, you need this job. So I was at home, so I started...
Let me ask you a question so we can get a clearer perspective.
Okay, sir.
Conjugal activity between you and your husband was still on?
Yes, it was still on.
You were on ARVs?
Yes, I was on ARV.
To step down the viral load?
Yes, sir.
Meaning that the conjugal activity both of you was unprotected?
No, it was protected initially. And to make things clear, my viral load was high.
Yeah.
My viral load was high because I wasn't sick. Nothing was wrong with me. It was high, but it was because of that pregnancy now. Yes. For the pregnancy not to suppress me, yes. So I had to be placed on ARV. Yes, I had to be placed on ARV. So those things happened, and I started business because there's something about me. I grew up in a home. My mom was a business person. She was working anyway, but after she had the twins, my dad had to stop her. And so anytime I have space, the next thing I think is the kind of business I will do.
I'm here with just one question. What kind of woman am I interviewing? You have described things that each of these things you have described is enough to get someone to quit about life. And here you are describing it with so much strength, like it's nothing. How did you? Because my heart is beating fast, and I'm like, my God, is this a joke or what? You saw that with your daughter. Where did that leave you? How did you find out it was touching you?
Okay, where I came to find out was when I eventually went back to my work. I eventually went back to my work.
Yeah.
Let me beat that.
The process.
Yes. I eventually went back to work. And before I went back to work, my daughter was to go to SS1, and I wanted her to go to day school, but he insisted that she should go to boarding.
Are you saying he was touching her while she was in secondary school?
Yes, sir. He started touching her even before I had his first child in 2007. So I had her in 96, and he started touching her in 2007 when she was 11 years old. Even before I had his first daughter. I will come to know later when same house. And I was suspecting it. And I told my elder brother. My elder brother was like, this man that married you with a child and he's loving you, you are suspecting him that he's getting close to your child. So what will I do? So I just left it at that. Because their closeness was too much. And even when she was to go to SS1, I said, no, let her be in day school because I would like to watch her. He said no. And I came to understand years after that was when he now made his ways right with God and he wanted her to be away for some time. That was why he was saying that she should go.
He repented?
That was what he told me then. So it was when I went back to the force, I was transferred to Kogi State. I was transferred first to Delta and I did my transfer to Kogi State so I would be close to the children. So it was then that one day my daughter called me. She has been calling me anyway that there's a guy that is very close to her. I think they finished secondary school together. No, they were in secondary school because then she had not finished. So this guy is close to her. I think he was scared that she was going to tell to that guy. So he doesn't want to see her with that guy. So
he reported her?
Yes.
Knowing fully well that she might tell the guy?
Yes. So he always reports her to me. And even herself, she'll say, anytime she's close to this guy, that the father is doing this, is doing that. So one day, he now told me that it's like the guy is sleeping with her. So there was this awareness in me that just came up. Because I was suspecting this even before then. I just called her. I called her by name. I said, you are my daughter. And I am the one that raised you up. Is this man sleeping with you? I said, if you don't tell me, I will curse you. She started crying. She started crying. She said, yes, mommy. But he said I should not tell anybody. She started. I said, God, I'm finished. So what happened to me is now turning to happen to my daughter.
Let's get this perspective right. Your husband, that people are saying he is a loving man because he married with your daughter.
Yes, sir.
That's the perspective of it.
Yes, sir.
Now, your daughter is confessing to you
Yes, sir.
that he's been sleeping with her.
Yes, sir.
As at the time you found out, he's been doing that for many years.
I found out in 2013 now, and I've been doing that since 2007.
6 years.
Yes, sir. And sir, for you to know how I honor and reverence him, in 2006, I wrote a book, The Journey So Far. The book was all about our journey on how I found out that I was HIV positive. But when I found out this thing, I could not publish the book. But the manuscript of the book is still there. I wrote a book, and even the people in my clinic, the people I could confide in, that this was what was happening.
What year did you find out you were HIV positive?
2006. I got married 2005. It was 2006 and 5. I found it. I think in March or so. March 2006. So in 2016, 10 years, I wrote a book celebrating my 10 years as a discordant couple because he was negative and I had negative children. So celebrating.
So it means that the second child, the child you had was after you found it?
I have 3 children.
And none of them.
None of them are positive. So
I know many people don't know that that's medically possible because the awareness about HIV is not that strong like before. When you found out that, where did that leave you? The marriage to yourself?
Well, I was devastated. I cried myself out that day. And immediately I called my daughter. I think I sent her to a friend to get money for them to start coming to Lokoja with the 3 children. I cried, and because then I'd already gotten the last child, and even the last child, I was not so sure if the last child was his child. Let me explain that. Because it was that man I first befriended that has a child. He was the one that helped me go back to my job. And then when he was doing that, we were seeing ourselves.
So meaning that there was a case of infidelity?
Yes, sir. So
did you tell him?
Yes, I finally told him because I was this kind of person that I can't keep things in my mind for so long. So I found that it was devastating, and they came. I held my daughter, I wept. I saw myself as somebody that has failed because I could not protect her. It was difficult for me. Then I was living in my father's house in my village because I was working with the state CID.
Were you able to later confirm the paternity of the child?
No, till now we've not. I was working in the state CID then in Lokoja, but after the child, I now did transfer to my village so that I could win the child very well. So even the people in my father's compound were coming to knock because they were hearing my sob, the way I was crying. My children came and we stayed there. I went, I packed my things from his house because I was like, this was the end of the marriage. So in his family, I have somebody very close to me who happens to be his younger brother. So I called him and I told him, I said, this is what has happened. He happens to be the youth leader of a church in Ibadan.
Who is the youth leader?
That is his younger brother. Yes. But for my husband, even I didn't mention that he was the one that normally do what is it called now when a pastor preach and they interpret for a very big pastor in Abuja in those days. A very big pastor who is still a big pastor till now. So he's the one that normally does.
He was interpreting what language?
In Yoruba. Interpret me.
Your husband is a Yoruba.
Listen. So, we leave the stage and I just started a fresh life again without a husband. I started a fresh life.
You left.
Yes, I left the marriage.
You took your children. All of it.
All of them. And before I left, I called him that same evening. No, he was the one that called.
Are you not afraid that you are putting your startup?
I'm not. In 2011, I was in US Embassy. I was the one that spoke in US Embassy.
Do you have a platform for awareness about this? Where you strengthen your apostle?
I don't have a platform per se, because right now I am jumping protocols. So though I wouldn't get there, I stopped taking my medication since last 2 years. So by July this year, it will be 2 years.
You seem to be asymptomatic and don't manifest it.
No, I just got to a place that I say, God, if you are God, I will not take those drugs again. You have healed so many persons in the Bible. And if you are really God, if you have healed those persons, it means that I can be healed.
Well, God gave the wisdom for mercy.
Yes, I know. I know that God gave wisdom for
Is
mercy.
this something you want to look into?
I know that God gave.
Do you have a word from God about stopping your drugs?
I don't.
Because
think
faith begins with the word.
I don't think I really have.
Or you are tired
There was a time I was tired and I went back.
of the ARVs.
Yes, but
You have
this
side
time,
effects?
yes, it does. It does. But this time, I just believe that as a child of God,
Okay, enough is enough.